Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3, back with another kicking movie reaction review. I said I was going to try to get more onto the sci-fi action adventure side of things. This one does have, it's classified as horror, but it's really doesn't feel like it. Alien Incursion from 2006. Not a movie that most people would probably choose to watch. I just felt like, you know, something, and that's what I ran across. But Alien Incursion from 2006. It's a sci-fi action horror film. You can watch it on Tubi, Vudu, and Amazon Prime Video. I watched it on Prime Video. It's got a 2.2 out of 10 on IMDb, a 2.2 out of 5 on moviesandmania.com, and a 2.9 out of 5 on Vudu. Quick read up. A park ranger tries to protect hikers from aliens and a team of hunters out to eliminate any witnesses. Initial release July 7th, 2006. Director Jeffrey Scott Lando. Screenplay Jeff O'Brien. Music composed by Christopher Nickel. And cinematography by Prim Martimithu. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Sorry if I did not. Starring Kiera Hunter, Samantha McLeod, Tom O'Brien, and Christina Copeland. None of the characters have last names. So, that's that. But, Alien Incursion... Sorry, it's like midnight. Alien Incursion is quite a shit film. It's literally just cliches and recycled plot points from other movies. In fact, there's a character in this film, and basically what he does the entire film is he's like, this is just like in this horror film, this is just like in this horror film, this is just like in this horror film. That's all he says the whole movie. And it's like, usually when someone rips off other films, they don't have lines in the script pointing out they're ripping off other films. Like, that's pretty weird, dude. I think they think that saying the names of these films will, like, make you think about these better films and be like, oh yeah, good times, so you'll actually feel a fucking positive emotion while watching this movie. Holy shit. Because he mentions that moments are akin to moments in the films American Werewolf in London, Predator, The Evil Dead, Night of the Living Dead, and etc. Pretty bad. It's not quite a sci-fi fuckfest because the whole movie isn't reliant on CGI. I meant to say CGI fuckfest, not sci-fi fuckfest. Like, Aquaman is a good example of a CGI fuckfest. Like, everything in that movie is CGI, and lots of it's unnecessary. And then Alien Incursion, the creature is all CGI. There's like no practical effects in Alien Incursion. It's basically all CG. The monster looks absolutely terrible. It is a terrible, terrible design. It looks like a big, like, salamander or toad or something. It's pretty ugly, and it has this huge stride, but like barely covers any ground. It's an ugly monster. It's not animated well at all. And it's not very creative in design or anything else. Oh, someone wants a tum rub. Someone... Oh, did I spook you, girl? Did I spook you? Oh, that's one thing that spooks you in the past hour and 30 minutes, because this movie sure didn't. She slept through the whole thing. But yeah, so a meteor lands, and apparently just... everyone in the government immediately knows that this meteor has an alien in it. Somehow. So they send out this team to, like, kill off not only the aliens, but anyone who comes into contact with the alien. Very cliche. Team who's hunting the thing is also killing anyone who comes into contact with it. We just saw that in Plan 9, which is a movie we reviewed recently. But in Plan 9, there was a soldier who, like, refused to kill innocent people. And that kind of, he kind of broke away from the stereotype and cliche, and he was like, it's still a little cliche. But, you know, he broke away from the main cliche, and he was like, I'm going to help these innocent people, you know? I'm actually worth a shit. So, yeah, this film full of cliches. And then the aliens in this film are obviously just rip-offs of xenomorphs. Like, they start out as a little worm that burrows into your skin, and then it grows in your stomach and bursts out your stomach, and then it grows into a giant adult extremely quickly. So something that invades your body, busts out of your torso after growing into a baby really quickly, and then grows into an adult really quickly, and doesn't like it's a xenomorph. It's 100% exactly a xenomorph. That's all it is. This is basically the movie Aliens, but the Marines are trying to kill everybody else instead of save them, and it takes place in a modern day forest instead of on a space colony. You know? So, it's pretty bad. The park ranger is pretty cool. She's cool. Majority of the characters aren't very likable. There's pretty much no character development. The only real character development is that the park ranger comes to accept that her father does love her and actually has been trying to protect her this whole time, and he's kind of redeemed in her eyes a little bit. But that's really the only character progression is for that character. But yeah, her father's like the cliche conspiracy theorist dude. Because, like, the meteor hits, and then, like, a few hours later, her dad comes to her and is like, that meteor definitely had an alien in it, and the government's definitely sending a team. But, like, how would you or the government know that? It's just one little stray meteor. Like, ooh, I am sorry. I am tired today, despite sleeping a really long time today. That dog wears me out. Plus, it's just straight up late. But, yeah, the movie's so full of cliches and stuff. And this movie also kind of has the low-budget sci-fi monster movie cliche of one man and one woman getting out alive so that they can be a couple. Uh, and they do, and then they see a bunch of people, like, entering the forest, and they're like, should we tell them? And they're like, no, we shouldn't. And then they drive off, and it's like, you don't want to tell them that there's a bunch of dead bodies in the forest at least? Like, what are you going to do? Like, the one male survivor went in with a group of 3 dudes. The one female survivor went in with a group as well. And then they all died, including an officer of the law and several military personnel. When someone comes knocking at their door in the future, like, what the fuck happened in the woods? All your friends are dead and you two just left without saying anything. You're going to prison. There's no way they don't end up in prison. Because the government will probably... Like, if in this film the government's like, yep, send in a strike team to kill everybody in the forest, then that same government would probably be like, yeah, frame them. Frame them. Just do it. Frame them. So if they don't get sent to prison because of this crazy story, then they'll get framed. And the thing is, if they did tell people as soon as they got out, people would have believed them because they could have taken them to bodies of the aliens. There are several corpses for aliens. And also there are more aliens than there are people who get infected. And at first I was like, that's really weird. But then in my mind I was like, well, I guess they're probably infecting animals too. Not just humans. Like how xenomorphs can also infect animals. So sorry, like in Alien 3. And like, you see it a lot in the comic books and like Kenner toys and stuff. But, so I assume some of the aliens infected animals and we just like didn't see it or whatever. I don't know. But, yeah, everything about Alien Incursion is pretty awful. The acting could have been worse, I guess. I guess the acting could have been worse, but it was still pretty bad. I mean, the whole thing seems like it was shot on location. I don't know if the cabin that they were in was a set or not. I think it probably was a set, or built in the woods as a set instead of being like in a studio. But either way, I think it was a set. The head military guy in this, like, there's this one, like, conspiracy theorist guy who is the father of the park ranger, and he's, like, prepared for all this alien stuff, and he's, like, seen aliens before. And he gets tortured by the head military guy, because apparently he, like, ran out on an alien operation. He's, like, a deserter or something. It doesn't really explain it, but he might be, like, a military deserter who deserted during an alien thing because he didn't want to get torn apart by an alien. And they're torturing him. Like, it becomes personal for the head military guy. And one of his men does point that out to him. He's like, dude, you just need to call this off and let these people go. No one will believe him anyways. We'll get a team in here to get up all these alien bodies. There'll be no proof, etc., etc. And the head guy's like, no, I want to kill them all because one of them is related to this guy I hate, and the guy I hate cares about these people, which means I want to kill these people. So he's just a straight-up psychopath. He's like a psychopath. So he's like torturing the father in order to get the daughter to give up everyone in the cabin. And to her credit, she doesn't do it. In pretty much every movie, that breaks somebody. She doesn't break. He's like getting his fingers chopped off in the woods. And she tells him she's sorry, and then she goes back in the cabin to protect the other people. Because the military men can't approach the cabin because like there's like electrified chicken wire across the ground. Even though the soles of their boots are probably rubber. I don't know. Just saying. But they eventually all die. All the military dudes eventually die one way or another. And then most of the people die too, as I said. Our main character even dies, which I thought was interesting. She kind of goes out in a cool way because she gets shot getting fighting some people off, and then she's like, I'm dying anyway, leave me. And then when a guy busts into the cabin, she like shoots him and he gets caught in a bear trap, and then an alien busts out of one of the bodies and kills him. You know, it was kind of a neat death for her, but she didn't break when he was torturing her father. One time she pretended to break, and then when they approached, she shut down the electricity and then had one of them like turn it back on right as they got on it, and that actually it did end up getting her father killed, but he kind of sacrificed himself to save them because he tackled one of the military guys onto it, and they were both electrocuted. So that's that. But once again, Alien Incursion is not good. So final thoughts on Alien Incursion from 2006. It's really bad. It's nothing but cliches and recycled stuff you've seen from other better movies like Alien. And there's nothing new to it. There's nothing interesting about it. It's not even so bad it's good, because lots of so bad it's good movies at least like try to do something and they just like fail. But this is all stuff if you watch Alien Incursion, you're gonna be like, have I seen this movie before? Because it'll feel like you have, because everything in it is recycled. Every single thing in Alien Incursion is recycled from another movie. It is a completely pointless film. But that's it for Alien Incursion from 2006. Thank you all very much for watching. If you for some reason actually want to watch this, it's on Tubi and Vudu for free, and it's included in your regular subscription for Amazon Prime Video. Thank you all very much for watching this review. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And we've got more coming at you very soon. So that's it. Thank you all once again. See you all next time.